we go. Break it down, fellas, break it down. Wait a second. Here we go. Wait a second. Ready. Yellow weighty. Wait a second. Ready. Yellow weighty.
Hey, man, that was great. I mean, you had a great day today. You're taking the first steps towards success in this league. But don't fall back and get lazy. There's more steps ahead, so you got to keep it up.
Hey, wait. Hey, yellow lady.
Hey, you know what, man? That was pretty dang good. And you know what's really scary? It gets me even more excited. We're only scratching the surface of our potential. This team has so much talent. So just keep pushing, and we're going to get to that next level.
And, Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they come in riding high. Just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. As we get a peek at the number 2 overall pick from the 2016 draft, standing at 6'5", Carson Wentz.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly, but they're letting him know you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, but as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a first down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. Right back to him on first down. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Come on now, come on now, let's go.
They run with Ajayi. And he stopped immediately there. Dontari Poe in on the stop. We run through the starters now defensively for Carolina. They currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
Now Wentz on third down. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Shaq Thompson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Well, that was an interesting little chess match there because the offense went empty set. No running backs in the backfield, so they're trying to get people out into a route pretty quickly. But guess what? The defense sees that. They go ahead and move themselves into a blitzing situation and come right after the quarterback. They had more guys there than they could block.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So here are the Panthers backed up to start their initial drive. They'll be led out by their veteran quarterback, the former Purdue Boilermaker. It's Drew Brees.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
And here's the first carry of the game for the former Eagle, LaShawn McCoy. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
On second down, it's McCoy. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go. For the Eagles, a look now at the starters on the defensive side of the ball. Against the pass, they're toward the middle of the league, number 15 in the NFL.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for, this is what you practice for, this is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the number 1 overall offense in the league.
Ready? You ready?
Now Breeze on 3rd down. Flush to his right. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now a 1st down carry here for McCoy. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Here we go. Ready? You ready?
Now a play fake. Breeze. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The numbers for him from a week ago, 9 catches, 66 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit, because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open. Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole, because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
A chance for us now to discuss Jay Ajayi. And there's the total for the season. Of course, every runner wants to hit that 1,000-yard mark. He's going to need to turn up production a little bit if he wants to do just that.
And I think he'll get a lot of help, because teammates want players to get to milestones. And 1,000 yards for any running back in the NFL, that's a milestone. And it reflects positively on the team, too, as well, when a person reaches that threshold. So he's not just out there running by himself. He'll get plenty of escorts, and I think guys will do a little extra blocking for him in this one.
And I'm guessing he knows what he needs to get to reach 1,000.
Any runner that tells you that he doesn't
is lying.
Yes.
There are the numbers last week for Jay Ajayi. 18 carries, 63 yards.
And they've already clinched a playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game, because some teams' philosophy is to go ahead and get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do what you're doing best. I expect them to go ahead and use their top guys all the way through this one.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
He had a good game catching the ball at the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
That defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense.
Still third down.
Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on third down. Working from the gun, Wentz. Connects it to Roberts, right side. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Carolina offense making their way out. We take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And you can see it's no race for the top spot. That's been decided. These guys will hope to get through Week 17 in one piece before they host a division round game in 2 weeks' time.
And I think that what they'll do is they'll be very selective about who plays in this game, all right? There's certain guys that maybe are starters, but maybe haven't played as much as other guys during the year. Maybe they still need their timing back. Other guys, you're going to put in bubble wrap and put them on the sidelines and tell them we'll see you in 2 weeks.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. This give is to McCoy. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. So after the run by McCoy, here's another 1st and 10.
Ready? You ready? Four down.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. They'll roll him out right. And that's caught inside the 30. A gain of 32 that time. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there isn't a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
Ready? You ready?
Breeze now on 1st down. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he spins through. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Breeze now to throw. He'll set up the screen to McCoy. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a third down stop by them.
Fourth down, and here's Graham Gano now in the field goal unit for the Panthers. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And Gano's kick is right through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front seven? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forcing field goal.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Even though they might not find the #1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs. And
confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Completes it to Ajayi. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. Movement there on the offensive line, a little quick, and a 5-yard penalty.
False start, offense.
Now they nab the rookie there for the 5-yard penalty.
So much going through his head. You know it just has to be, right? All of his assignments and realizing every game he plays, one of the better players in the league will be opposite him.
A 2nd down run for Abdullah. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It'll be a pickup of 13 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it, and boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup, and guess what? It's now third and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. And, Charles, this infraction's going to be against the offense, false start.
Sometimes you have to get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure your team is set before you begin your cadence.
So that'll back them up 5.
Still first down.
False start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. They go play action here on first down. And Roberts with it over the middle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. His pass caught at the 4. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Wentz to throw again. And that is out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
And, Brandon, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines, as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Wentz now on 3rd and goal. Got a man open. It's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting runs, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go For it on fourth down, unless there's a disaster on third. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had to feel that they would come back and try it on fourth down.
Sturgis for the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. Carolina getting set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Here's Breeze to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Derek Barnett in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. A give to McCoy. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. So 1 quarter in the books on a cold December afternoon. 10-3 the score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this. With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. On the catch, it's Jarius Wright. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And as these guys interplay in Week 17, we know one thing. They are playoff bound, but they want to win that division title. They told us that is a goal that's been posted in their locker room since day one. They've got the chance to control their own destiny.
And there's nothing more powerful than saying that you won the division, because I know from building a team, when I talk with all the GMs and the player personnel directors, they always talk about, to get to the playoffs in the NFL, you have to have a team that's constructed to win your division. Beat those teams first. That's your #1 path to getting there, and they can get that done in this game.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Play action. Now Wentz. Ertz has it left side. And out across midfield down to the 45. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, That's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking
here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll run here. Abdullah. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He connected on his first, this from 41. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Now it's Sturgis converted on the field goal. Now he'll send this one away on the kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Ready. Yellow waiting. Waiting my time.
They'll start on the ground with McCoy. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
The reason that counter or misdirection plays work so well is that usually you've given them a reason to think that everything's going to the direction that starts initially. You've run that type of a play throughout the game. You've given them that look, and now you're going to counter things and bring it back the other way. Almost a tendency. Breaker at times, and a lot of it is making sure that you have an illusion, almost like a magician. Look over here, but the play is actually happening over there, and that's where running back's vision comes into play. See the hole in a place where people don't expect, and get there with some speed, and that's exactly what he did on that play.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll make it second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Ready. Move 90.
Throwing now is Breeze. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
The Panthers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hey. Ready. You waiting? Waiting my time.
On play action, now Breeze. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. A gain of 11 and a first down.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Breeze now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10.
Ready. You waiting?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down, here's Breeze. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Thomas. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Breeze going to try and throw on third down. Rodney McLeod that time able to knock it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And this won't get there, won't be on line either. It's no good, off to the right, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
And along with the rest of his offensive mates, here comes Zach Ertz. Unless he has a Julio Jones-type 300-yard game in him that Julio did against the Panthers in 2016, probably not going to reach 1,000, but still pretty good year.
I think you're right. It's a pretty good year for him, but let's face it, every receiver's dream is to have a game like Julio Jones had against the Carolina Panthers. It's 300 yards on the nose, and it didn't matter what coverage they sent his way. He solved it each and every time. Maybe our guy can get that way in this ballgame. Let's see.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. Now Wentz. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
A handoff to Abdullah, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Eagles on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Wentz. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. An Eagle 1st down there, Wentz to Ertz, and the names that end in TZ.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
Come on now, let's go.
On 1st down, Abdullah. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
On second down, here's Wentz. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time, and it's third down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Now Wentz on third down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Tyler. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. They run. Abdullah. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal? Working from the gun. Wentz. Got a man open. It's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Now Sturgis On to add the extra point. Sturgis adds the PAT, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And the Panthers coming out now. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Ready?
Now McCoy, and that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
The Panthers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. From the gun, it's Breeze. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by Sidney Jones. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Now a give. This is Abdullah. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And Sturgis able to knock it through. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Ready. We're waiting.
Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. Being chased out left. Now he'll throw deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he is finally out of bounds all the way down at the 30. A big play there just before halftime. 41 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Breeze now on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's right. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Ready. Yellow lady.
Now Breeze. Forced out to his left. Able to get a... But now he's swallowed up and taken down. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout. As the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Shotgun now for Breeze. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They start the drive with Abdullah. And an alley to run. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our Halftime Report. Playoff lives hanging in the balance as we take you around the NFL one final time. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, and it's the Buccaneers who are out in front. 2 touchdown passes there for Jameis Winston. From there, we head out west to the Golden State. Check on the Rams at home in L.A. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting 49ers. Todd Gurley with 2 touchdowns there. Finally, we're off to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. In our game, it's been Carson Wentz with a strong first half. His guys have a 3-touchdown lead as we're about ready to go into the second half. And to get you through it, we give it back to Brandon Gaud.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guys looking over and saying, what is going on here? And instead of playing for the team, they're playing angry and mad at their teammates.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. After the penalty, it's McCoy. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They tried their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Go.
This is Ajayi. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz drops it off to Ajayi. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Here's Ajayi. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Wentz now on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ajayi there out of the backfield. And it's 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Wentz will try again on 2nd down. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Mario Addison. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. From the gun, it's Wentz. He's going to float this one deep and got his man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around to make a play on the football.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They go play action here on 1st down. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Mario Addison in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now it's Ajayi. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. Throwing now is Wentz. Burks over the middle. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
So out comes the field goal team once more. This a 43-yard attempt. And Sturgis able to knock it through. And that lead will move from 20 up now to 23. So make him 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives are bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
Now it's Sturgis converted on the field goal. Now he'll send this one away on the kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Carolina offense making their way out. We take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things. But winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
Here's Anderson. And he'll get this one up to the 26. The Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox there to get him down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And Thomas has it. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 58 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Come on, let's go!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Come on, let's go! Brad 38! Brad 38!
He'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Come on, let's go! Brad 38!
Back to throw. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. In for the score. And the Panthers, they're able to draw a bit closer. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to draw up those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. But if you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6. And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not. It's them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. They'll drop the throw. Through an opening, and there he goes. He's at the 30, 10, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick two, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Well, that was almost a 4-point swing. The interception, if he had returned it all the way, would have been 2 for them, but just a little bit shy.
And when it's a play like that, you're exactly right with the math. But don't you feel like it would have counted for more if they found their way all the way back to the end zone and gotten the 2? That changes the whole momentum, doesn't it?
Gano out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added onto their lead. But that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game. But we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true. Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Wentz now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. Now, they were good last time out with a touchdown drive. This go-around, it's not going to be very easy starting from inside their own 5.
But they shouldn't be daunted by it. You work on this the entire offseason. You work on it in practice. It's called coming out session. Start the ball inside the 5, start on the 5, on the 10. They should be ready to go.
Let's go. 1, 9.
They'll start the drive with a carry by McCoy. And he'll find a little space. He gets this up near the 10. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about to us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Come on, let's go! Try 38! Try 38!
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Here's a handoff to Ajayi to begin the drive. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They run again with Ajayi. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here we go. 20.
On 1st down, Wentz. Wide open receiver complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
This is caught, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Good route, good pickup for 1st down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now.
Now Wentz. Got a man open. It's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. They had the lead in the fourth, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
Sturgis for the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. A drive that time of 6 plays. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throw left side, complete. That's right. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Grand 38.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's right. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go. What? 90. What?
They'll set up a throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Let's go. What? 90. What? 90.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. That's Samuel, caught left side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one goes for 24 yards. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Now whistles. Flag down, and I believe one of the Panthers got moving early.
Offense.
And that'll set them back 5. Boy, they had it at the 1. The false start moves it to the 6 now for first and goal.
Let's go. What?
He'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
Come on, let's go. Red 38.
Back to throw here. Flushed out right. That is caught at the 7-yard line. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still,
No
yardage. Okay.
This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's 3rd and goal.
Here we go. What? 90.
They'll set up to throw. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down.
Come on, let's go. What?
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it is incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on 4th, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Yeah, momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much 4th downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on 4th down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently.
There we go. Back man. 20.
They'll begin the drive with a J. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
But Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down up past the 15. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone. So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
But it was stopped on that play. We've had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to them the rest of the game.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there, and now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow him down.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. again. This time it's Abdullah. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Ertz has it left side. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, a 22. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Let's go.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Go. Waiting.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And they'll run it here. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Now Wentz. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion.
And that's why defenders are often frustrated. Offensive guys actually made the catch, looked good doing it, but couldn't get his feet down in order to finish off the takeaway.
And the head coach reaches for the red flag, tosses it down on the field. He wants a challenge here. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
Let's go. Fred 38. Fred 38.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to launch this thing way down, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
And out now come the Eagles. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
And they'll go on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
Go. 120!
From the gun on third down, Wentz. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. Here's McCoy. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill out the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Come on, let's go! Brand 38!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
Because you're right, they have had no room to breathe.
Let's go! Brand 38!
They're going to look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Well, that'll get them the first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This quarterback now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10.
Come on, let's go! Brand 38! Brand 38!
They'll look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Looking to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Mills. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
He'll look to throw. They fights him off. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
throw here out of the gun. Got his man complete over the middle. It's McCoy. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's go. Ryan 38.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They'll get just a couple, but the sticks move again. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is, because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Eagles, the win will be number 11 for them on the year. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, this was basically just an exhibition game for them, as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And the playoffs will run through their house, as they'll get the week off and get set to host a divisional round game in 2 weeks' time. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Till next time, we say so long from Charlotte.
Guys, last time we were out here, coaching staff didn't like what we saw. You all know it wasn't good enough. So let's make up for that today and have a great one. I know you got it in you. So let me see that greatness come out on the field, all right? Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39! Here we go now. Green 39! Green. Hurry up, here we go. Green 39! Green 39! Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90! Here we go now. 319! 319! All right, here we go. 319! 319!
No pressure, but this is it. We are going for gold.
Hey man, listen, great job today. It was a step in the right direction for you and this team. And as long as you keep moving in the right direction, we're gonna be just fine. Hey, you know what, man? That was pretty dang good. And you know what's really scary? It gets me even more excited?